Jess of the Jail's Head, Book 1, Bloodkin, by Kathy Ashford. Chapter 31. Yay! 2 days later, I was released from the hospital. Charlie and Lalitha helped me back to the hall. I had had a stream of visitors during my stay in the solace wing of the academy. All the other Bloodkin had gone home for the holidays, and they had come in to say their goodbyes before they left. So the mood in the hall was quiet and sombre, as Lalitha and I and our mentors were the only ones left. Every day after I woke, I hoped I would have the energy to organise my trip back to Jail's Head, but the lethargy of grief left me with little inclination to do anything at all. I began to think that Lalitha was procrastinating as well. She could have left for Lalisol and be almost home by now, but she seemed content to potter around the empty hall, hovering around me whenever I had the energy to get out of bed. Letha, when are you leaving? I finally had to ask. I don't know. I don't really want to go. But you can't stay here. The hall's deserted. She shrugged. Yeah, I know. I just don't want to go back. I knew how she felt. The prospect of a 9-day journey home was the very last thing I wanted to do. You could go somewhere else, I suggested. I've been thinking that. I don't know where, though. Would Jimmy go? Yeah. He's already said that he'd come with me anywhere. I felt the seed of an idea begin to germinate. We could go see Talgith. What? But he's in Chanyo. Exactly. Oh. She was quiet for a while. We could go see Talgith. Yeah. Check out the Enclave. She gave me a brave little smile. It'll be dark and hot. Will they even let us in? I shrugged. Well, it'll be bright and hot out here, and I don't see why not. Billy said they don't mind visitors down there. So, Chanyo it is then? She grinned. Chanyo. Definitely. We went to see the others down at the Shivering Thistle that evening. The debris in the streets of the court had been cleared away, and apart from a few scorch marks on the building, little evidence of the Beltane riots remained. We sat in the roof garden for a change, enjoying the last of the late springtime light. After a few drinks and some red, we broached the subject of a trip underground with the mentors. Charlie was quiet for a long time, but Jimmy hooted with laughter and clapped Lalitha on the shoulder. Brilliant idea, Letha. Let's do it! Charlie looked at me seriously. Are you sure, Jazz? Your parents would like to see you. My parents have the rest of my life to see me. I want to go see Talgith. He considered me for a few seconds, then shrugged. If this is what you want, then okay. Let's go to Chanyo. Ugh, what are you doing there? Lux and Jeets had arrived with Hanny Ash, and Lux slid into a seat beside me. Perhaps you would be so kind as to accompany them, Lux, Anna suggested, but it was more an order than a request. She sniffed. No thanks, I've only just left the bloody place. I'm sure your grandparents would love you to visit them, Anna told her firmly. I've had another letter. You can't be serious, Lux grumbled. She looked around at our expectant faces. Oh, hell. You are serious. Ugh. She rested her forehead in one hand and scrunched up her face for a second, then looked up. Fine. I'll come with you to bloody Chanyo. Lalitha and I exchanged glances, but she just shrugged, a little excited smile touching the corners of her mouth. Oh. Ooh. Oh, what the hell? We were going to an enclave! The next morning, Charlie was rechecking everything we had packed. Finally satisfied, he helped me carry our bags downstairs. I had written my parents a short letter, letting them know I was all right and what we had planned for the summer. I left it with Min Eve to post as Jimmy and Lalitha met us, carrying their bags. Outside, the journeyman had collected our horses from the city stables, and we loaded them up as Min Eve waved us goodbye. Have a lovely time, you lot. Make sure you're back by Ludensard, okay? The academy reopens for the next day. August seemed like an age away, but we nodded our consent. Lux was already outside waiting for us, mounted on a sprightly grey gelding, and she shifted impatiently. Come on, the next carriage leaves soon. Going through the tunnel is quicker than going around the hills. Anna arrived just as we were mounting up. Safe travels, my dears, she told us warmly, but her eyes were still shadowed with exhaustion. Remember to behave, Lux. Lux grunted and rolled her eyes. Whatever. Can we go now? Anna took Charlie's hand. Be careful, okay? She told him. You too, my darling. He leaned down from the saddle and kissed her full on the lips. When they broke off, he looked around and laughed at our surprised expressions. What are you lot looking at? Come on, we've got an enclave to get to. To Chanyo! He yelled gleefully and kicked his horse into action. To Chanyo. End of chapter 31 and end of book 1. Oh, hell yeah! Right, there's my